Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to talk pretty fast because I don't have much charge left on my phone. But I wanted to quickly give you an update. Today is April 30th. I'm still on extremely high alert for the month of April. Want to, just put this warning out here and kind of explain in case you come across this video, you know anyone in the New York or the California area. I've been studying this pet goat, and please review my previous videos that I've done so far. Again, this is just an update for today. Um, the reason that I'm high alarm, I've been studying this video since 2012. For the last several years, 4 or 5 years in a row, I had been thinking that this pet goat would be carried out on September the 23rd. And that was really, to be honest, based on a date that has been presented in the movies. However, upon a lot of revelation for this month, a number of things that have happened, and I want to point out some of the things that have actually happened. Now, I've been looking for the snow, and as you can see, the snow over there on the board here. April snow as a result of Prince. It's too long of a story to really even get into right now, but I believe that Prince is intricately involved in everything and related to, the Bible, this video, how those two interact together. And he sang a song, Sometimes It Snows in April. Now, Katy Perry, during the NCAA championship game, which took place on April 8th in Minnesota, Prince's hometown, she sang the song, Are You Ready for the Perfect Storm? And I, at that point, began to look for the perfect storm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the makings of a perfect storm right now. And it's very eerily quiet the way no one is talking about it. I mean, I would not even know that snow's been falling in the country for the last few days if I was not personally tuning into and searching for snow to fall. Now, in the month of September, we have a lot of hurricanes, and people have previously thought that, a hurricane would ignite the catalyst geostorm that probably will bring about the events in here. But I see the snow, and again, that is why I'm very high alert for April. So I wanted to show you now on this satanic calendar, which is on AlistairKnott.com. He's a Satanist. I was just looking for calendar dates. I had came across April 26th, which was Friday, and of course I was on high alert for that day. But here we are on April 30th, which is today, the last day in April. It is snowing. This event here is taking place, which is a blood sex ritual, which is actually something like their second Halloween. I looked that up. It's a very, very pagan day. It's like a midpoint between it's like a midpoint between Halloween and the Spring Festival. But it's a very powerful night in the satanic world. So, and it goes from April 30th and into May 1. So again, that's something that has me staying on high alert. Now, I also wanted to show you this, and just looking at the events in history that have taken place today, and some very strange things have taken place. It'll take my computer a little minute to come up. Now, one thing was that the Licinius unified the Eastern Roman Empire on this day. Now, that's kind of interesting in a kind of a little bit of deeper information, because I know that, or in my personal study, I believe that the Antichrist will come out of the Eastern Roman Empire and with the restoration of the Ottoman Empire. So that's an interesting fact that took place today. All Jews were expelled from Spain on this day. King James left Brielle. I wanted to look that up. That was interesting that had took place on this day. George Washington became the first president of the United States on this day. One of the popes had done a dissertation on Dante, which I need to look that up also on this day. Which, if you know anything about Dante, Dante wrote a lot of, so-called information about the pits of hell. So, and apparently the Pope, undoubtedly satanic, did a dissertation on Dante. So I'd like to look into that a little bit more. New York becomes first state to charge a hunting license. Hawaii. Okay, well, something else above this that took place. There was a few interesting things that kind of had me. Now look, somebody returned from a chess tour. Now that's kind of interesting, just after I noted that potential chess piece on the pet goat board, the C7, the move of the knight. Okay, Pope Clementine proclaimed a universal jubilee on this day. That's something related to biblical prophecy, the jubilees. Let's see. I believe Hawaii became a state on this day. Yes, Hawaii became a territory of the U.S. on this day. There was a couple of other things that I thought were pretty interesting. Okay, there it is. Pope Benedict does an encyclical on Dante. Interesting. First football championship was played on this day. Hitler committed suicide on this day. First public TV demonstration at the opening of the New York World Fair. Okay, on this date in 1939, which would be 70 years ago, if I'm doing my math correctly, maybe 80. Let me do some math. Yes, that's 80 years ago. There's that 8, set a major league record playing his 2,130th consecutive and final game for the New York Yankees. Everything is controlled. So some of my real mathematical sleuths, there's an interesting statistic that took place on this day in New York City. Let's see if there's any concentration camp. Somebody was freed from a concentration camp. We had a flag. Look, I think that's the Turkish flag. Well, we see the moon and crescent, the moon and star. Our old faithful moon and star. Hitler commits suicide allegedly. Look, the Hoover Dam was renamed on this day. So I'm telling y'all, this is a very creepy ass day. Excuse my language. And if you all know anything about the Hoover Dam, you know that it's intricately involved as well. Willie Mays hit 4 home runs in a game. Fidel Castro received the Peace Prize. What about him receiving the Peace Prize on this day? So this day has been marked with a lot of very peculiar things that have happened. Anton LaVey founds the Church of Satan in San Francisco, California on this day in 1966. That has got to be very, very non-coincidental. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Let's get through the list. I didn't see that previously before I decided to show y'all this. U.S. invades Cambodia. Arthur Godfrey Time ends a 27-year run. Paul McCarthy releases Red Rose Speedway. Transcript of Watergate was handed over. Muhammad Ali won a heavyweight title. The Legend of Elvis closes in New York City on this day. The Iranian embassy was seized in London. Okay, so let me wrap this up. This is Games Expo 88 opened in Australia. Eights, those eights again. Pope John. Computer scientist lost the domain for CERN. Oh, Lord, this is a very scary day. Very scary indeed. Blood Brothers. Gentlemen prefer bonds. Burry Chow opens in New York City for 77 performances. Big Ben stops at 12:11 for 54 minutes. Now that's freaky as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've seen enough about some freaky things that have happened on this day. Filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 11. Failed attack results in 7 deaths on this day. The World Trade Center Tower became the tallest building in New York on this day in 2012. Isn't that interesting? 13 people killed in the road to Damascus. Jameis Winston is picked. Bernie Sanders has announced that he's going for president. They named something after Leonardo DiCaprio. The world's oldest known spider dies at 43. Wow. So, that's pretty weird. Now, just quickly, before my phone goes dead, let me show you a couple more things. Let me show you the cryptic messages from Snoop Dogg on Instagram. Just keeping up with him and his every move. I was trying to find it earlier, and I just couldn't find it. He did a video. It's one of these videos from between Friday and today, where he did a performance, and the song was playing in the background. Look at California. And then he poured out a drink libation. But here's his last two from earlier today. This one is still keeping Nipsey front and center. We also got the yellow going on here, which I think is representative of bringing in the Antichrist. And then we have a video here, which he put this message out earlier this morning, 15 hours ago. And, I just think Snoop looks very stressed out, very sad and depressed. I think that's more so for California than it is for John Singleton. He's talking very low on here about forgiving others, telling people you love them, and, just kind of a really, really cryptic message as we go into this last day of April. I'm also very alarmed because we do have the makings of a perfect storm. And also, let me just quickly, in the pet goat video, my last video, I had mentioned that to me, it seems like Donald Trump could possibly be the Alice in Wonderland. And, my computer's moving very slow, but as soon as the screen pops up, I'll show you. But I was very surprised when I Googled Donald Trump and Alice in Wonderland to find a lot of references to a connection between the two of them. And then also, just right quickly, let me show you these pictures right quick before my phone goes dead. Now this, you all may have seen this picture. This is Osiris and Horus. We've got our sun, the sun god here. We got little kids right here. But let me show you what happens when you just flip this picture onto I can't do anything I want to do, unfortunately, because my computer does not want to cooperate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if I could flip this up, I can flip it right here. Okay, so let me flip it up for y'all. And y'all are going, oh my God, what happened? Okay, so now what I did was flip that picture up over, and I'm going to try to, I can't outline it, but if you follow this is Trump's hair. Look at Trump's hair. There's his nose and face. Do you see it? Okay, here is our harp. Here's our geostorm, ladies and gentlemen. Here's our geostorm harp. And then this harp will bring out the revealing of the Antichrist, Barack Obama. Here's his ear. Here's his face. There's the mask coming off. I know it may not be that clear. And this is not my information. I actually did get this message off of someone else's webpage. But again, and then you see the demons going into the nose, which is how they actually, so just letting you know, both of these individuals are demon possessed. But the interesting thing about this, and again, there's Trump's hair. And I actually have another picture where they actually sat across from each other. But here's Trump. Here's Obama's hair, his face with the mask, his ear. There's his eye. Okay, he looks wearing a little scarf or something. And this harp, this geostorm, will bring about the revealing of the Antichrist. Here's one, if you can see that a little bit, just kind of where I drew it. There's that drawing, kind of highlighted. There's the demon going into Trump. There's the harp, similar to our weather controlling devices that we have. And also, just in final closing, there's very little information being mentioned about this storm that is rapidly intensifying, and with the makings of a geostorm, with the makings of the things that we have seen on TV that could happen in our world. So, take care, ladies and gentlemen. Do trust God. If you have any friends or family in the New York area, in the California area, I would highly, highly recommend them to get out of town. I think the entire country is going to really go up under some type of major attack. So, everybody, let's just pray and, please share this video and trust in God. In Jesus' name, amen.